In order for you to create custom content where you create your own questions for DreamScape, this is the spreadsheet that will be shared with you. There are 3 components to that spreadsheet, and you can see them organized down on the bottom. You have content, which is your questions and your answers. You have the content data, which is the background information that is used to organize your questions, and the teacher tab, which is this section right here. In the teacher tab, please write down your work email. It is absolutely critical that you double check, even triple check that your email is correct with the @cfisd.net as your email. Because if you do not write your email exactly how it's supposed to be, where you've made a mistake, it will not get assigned correctly to you. Please also put your first name and last name, that is your school district recognized legal names, right here. Once you've done that, you're going to go on to the content data. In the content data, if you teach language arts, reading, or English, this is the information already done for you. But you may not teach those content areas, in which case we are going to ask that you make some changes to this column. Here's the changes I'm going to ask you to make. Highlight the whole column, which is around 100, and delete it. Because if you don't teach English language arts or reading, you don't need it. So I just deleted it, and I'm going to go to my home at the top. Add your content skills that you would like to put in there, and that will be your specific skills that you want to add. Then you're going to add your subject into this column, and the grade levels are already provided for you. Once you've done that, you're going to jump to your content. In your content, you're going to add your question. Make sure that it is correct, because this is where you're going to edit it. Put your answer choices in here, and your correct answer is not going to be letter A, B, C, or D. That might be what you think you're going to put in there, but actually your question and answer is going to be exactly what you wrote in the column that is correct. For instance, my question might be, what is the shape? Yes, I realize this is a very high-end thinking question with very high level rigor, but it is what it is. And again, make sure that you've done it correctly, that you want it to show up exactly how it's supposed to. Okay, and let's say the first answer choice is going to be a square, and then a triangle, then a circle, and a hexagon. And the correct answer is not going to be A, B, C, D again. I'm going to go to the answer choice that I have, and I'm going to right click, copy it, and I'm going to paste exactly what I wrote, Control V, in this box right here. That way I have the correct answer in there the way that I want. Your next step is going to be the assignment name and then the grade. Now the assignment name could be whatever assignment you want to call this. It could be a quiz, it could be part of a stations activity, whatever you want to call that as your name. So this is going to be just a check for understanding. I'm going to choose my grade. Obviously these questions are probably going to be a lower grade somewhere. Let's put that down there. And your skill. Now these skills, remember I deleted them and I didn't actually add anything when I was demoing this with you. So let me go back over to that middle column and make sure I have the right skills in there. So this would be shape, and let me go ahead and put a second one in there so you can see that it automatically forms a drop down. So I have shape and adding numbers. There we go. Pop back over to the content. I'm going to take it over to the skills, do my drop down, and you can see the things that I just typed in there are now my options. Now my subject, this is math, it's already in there. Now my feedback is going to be hints to students so that they know next time they come across this question, what do they need to think about to get the answer correct next time. So in this particular case, since we're looking at shapes, perhaps our students need to count the sides of the shapes, or maybe something else. If you teach elementary math, you can probably come up with something way better than I can right here. But what feedback or hint would you give your students so they get the question right next time? Leave the status blank. That's something that is automatically done for you. In this column, you will get the failed or accepted, and this will tell you whether or not your questions have been put in place or not. If it says failed, it means that there's a mistake somewhere along here which needs to be corrected. Now we are running this part of it for you, so we'll take care of that part of it for you if you need anything done with this. Now let me show you the example of the questions that I created for this course. So these are my questions right here. Notice that my answers are a little longer. Now for instance, this question right here, the correct answer is this one right here. All I did when I did that was to copy this and put it in here. And that's where that copy and paste becomes really important because you want it to be exactly the same. And again, in the content data, I made changes to match my course right here. So I put my skills in there in my gamification, and I added a grade, which is PD, because I'm not going to fall under the 12 categories. So I actually added my own category right here for grade level. I think at this point, you should be ready to go to be able to enter your own questions into the custom question section. Please feel free to reach out to me and ask me for assistance if you need assistance. Once you're ready to share it back with me, you're going to do two things. You're going to click on the share. Please add my name where you're adding people in groups. Please add my name, tamara.ferguson@cfisd.net. And I should get a notification from Google that you've added me to your form. If I don't get a notification, your second step is going to be really important. Please copy this link and directly email it to me at tamaraferguson@cfisd.net. That should take care of you getting your custom content into DreamScape. Once it's in there, you'll be able to go on to your next step of this course.